Mm-hmm. Right, hello and welcome to the grand finals of the DEFCON 2 2v2 tournament. I believe this is the third iteration of this tournament. These guys are taking a while to draft. I thought it would be finished by now. They said they'd start at 10, so I figured start the stream 10:20. They'll be drafted, but they just picked their divisions. So I'll briefly go through the rules while we wait, and then we'll talk about their picks and bans. Right? If you're watching the VOD, you can just skip ahead. So this is DEFCON 2, the 2v2 tournament, and here's the bracket, the Discord, the prize pool. So the prize pool sits at $71. 41 of that was donated by Integer because those were his winnings from the last YS tournament. And he said just put them in the next tournament. So this isn't from me, it's from Integer. $10 were from me, and $20 were from Skull. So first place gets... Actually, it doesn't seem to say. I don't know what the split is. But yeah, this is the bracket. We're in the grand finals. And as you know, I got knocked out in the semi-finals to one of the teams, who was in the grand finals, obviously. So this is me. Made it to the semis, finished 4th place in the end. Because we played our 3rd place game a few days ago. You can check that in the description. Or, go press live and then, just go on my channel and figure it out. Yeah, so this is Tartacue and Mix90. They're called Nous sommes le pays d'en bas, which is we are the something. I'm not sure what pays. Interesting. Let me translate. We are les pays d'en bas. Les pays d'en bas. We are the embassy countries. That can't be right. Embass, not... Yeah. We are the embassy countries, okay. And they're going up against the ATGM team. And so in terms of the structure of the finals, we have cheeky... let me just get the Twitch stream up. Let me get the rules up. Where's the rules? Best of 5. How did the tournament go for you? I guess I've just answered that question. And yeah, so it's a best of 5. I'm trying to get the rules up. Finals. Finals are played as a best of 5 in cooperation with the players on a weekend, so they haven't done that at a reasonable time to allow streamers to cover the games live. Well, I can't actually cast this whole series because I have to go. So they've already broken the first 2 rules. It's not on a weekend and it's not at a reasonable time. Please keep the ban time low between picking maps and starting the deployment. No longer than 10 to 15 minutes should pass. So these guys actually started at like Q2. So they've not followed the 3rd rule either. So it's going well so far. But this is usually how it is with... particularly if you're against pro copy, is you always get delayed. So everything's in Russian, but they took the time to write it out in English for us. So and then we can always just translate these individual lines. So I want to know what that says. So we shall now find out. Let the communist enter the pact, otherwise the final will be 3-on-1. Okay, some of these jokes clearly don't translate very well. So. Coin flip to decide Team 1, Team 2. Which happens all the way up here somewhere. And, yeah, exactly. 5 times 40 minutes, picks and bans. So I'm not going to be able to cover the end of this tournament, which is absolutely hilarious. I'm going to have to go. If it goes to Game 5, I'm just going to have to leave. At the most hype time. So, it is what it is. Anyway, So what is this? Is this heads or tails? We'll find out. We got time. They're still in the lobby. Beds. What? That must be heads. Okay, so Tortescue got tails, and Tortescue got tails, so they won the coin toss. I suppose I could have got it from the bands here. They're still in the lobby. They're still in the lobby. So we can take our time with this. I was wondering whether or not to just delay the stream, but it's like, I was just sort of sat here waiting for them, and you're sat here waiting for me, so we might as well just start it, and then could all sit here waiting together. My playing with Tiberius. Yeah, but it's over. 2 minutes in and already demonetized. Yes, very sad. I won't make the £3 I usually make from the ad revenue. Stream ad revenue is really low. I watched a Penguin Zero video recently where he's like, ads is where you make all your money. For him, maybe. It's not for me. I make most of my money from the generous channel joiners. I'll just show you real quick. Why not? So it takes like a couple days to filter through. Like, so if you upload a video, you don't know what the ad revenue is until, like 3 days after you've uploaded it. And obviously if it keeps getting views, it'll keep going up, but usually you wait about 3 days, and because most of the views happen at the start anyway, at least for me. So trying to find something. So just trying to find the page that shows you the ad revenue. It's not very hard. So here you go. So I did a so I'll just show you this while we wait. So this was the last. That's not what I meant to press. Which one was it? I think it was this one. Yeah, the last DEFCON2 stream, or this was the one before, right? Because like I said, you got to wait a few days, and so it lets you change the description and the name and the end cards. The things that come up at the end. Kind of subtitles if you want. I never do that. Playlists, right? There's additional settings down here. Yeah. Oh, that's not the right one. Somebody gave me a massive super chat in that one. That's why that one was much higher. So thank you to the guy who gave the massive super chat. But that's not what usually happens. So, this was the one I was on. So yeah. So 244 watch hours, 628 views, but I think that's since, like, that doesn't include the time that I was streaming it. Do you know what I mean? I think there's two separate view counters. Like, views after it's finished streaming and now it's a VOD, right? Because if you think... Because I didn't start streaming it at 9:33 p.m. This is when the stream finished. So that's the views since it finished. And then... yeah, so then it gives you, like, views over time. So usually it goes up, it hits a peak, and then it starts going down towards the end. As people are obvious, it's clear that the stream's beginning to end, people sort of clock out. And then if you go to revenue, it says, while it was live, it made £1.37. And in the replay, it made £3.32. So you need very, very big views for ad revenue to matter, basically. But that guy, Penguin Zero, he gets the ad revenue. So he's like, I make most of my money from ads. I guess it makes sense. Twitch ad revenue is better. Okay, fair enough. I'm demonetized on Twitch, or at least I'm not monetized on. I was never monetized on Twitch. So if you watch the Twitch stream, it's got no ads, and that's because I don't see the point. If there's like 2 people watching it, what's the point? And also, I feel like it would scare people away because I try and watch streams, and then what happens is, as soon as I click on the stream, I get like a 3-minute advert. Like, I'm pretty sure the ad revenue's better on Twitch for but just because there's more ads on Twitch. The ads are like, it's like, here's a 3-minute series of adverts that you can't skip, and it's like, oh, okay. Are they in game yet? No, there's still, this is it, and I can't spec. Oh, actually, they might have. They're in deployment. We're almost there, guys. Come to Africa, there's no ad. Are you a boa? Like TV, yeah, everything, the enshetification, right? Anyway, so the just to go through the picks and bans real quick because we got kind of derailed there. So first map, Tortescue's team banned Tension, Commie's team banned Airport, and then these are the picks. They pick all the maps at the start. That's just the way it is in this tournament. So Azura, Albion, Chandra, Ica, and Tala. So all of the new maps, which is really cool, actually. And then Pro Commie and this is Scuff, I'm pretty sure. Babblegun, yeah, it's Scuff. He calls himself Pro Capitalist now, I suppose. They banned MBAD because mix 5E, 2nd Panzergren, 4E, 8th US, 5th Panzer, and CLKA is an interesting one. Oh, look, it's my name. And Tortacu's team banned 20th Polish, 119 Soviet, 4th East German, 35th Soviet, 76th Soviet, 79th Soviet, 7th East German. And then they picked 6E and Div Mob, and their opponents picked 6YA and 56YA. So you're probably thinking 6E Div Mob, bad idea. Sorry, 16 and Div Mob, bad idea. Actually, it's not, because of the... we've not actually placed any units there, but... this map is really wide, and if you can just spam crap down every single road, something's getting through. Like, so I played this map against them in the semi-finals, and that's what they did. So I do think there are better picks than 16th Belgium, but what would they even be? What would they even be? So I would think 2nd Panzergren's banned, that's obviously a bit broken. 2nd UK is really not bad on these mega wide maps, but 16th Belgium might be a little better, I don't know. Depends how good you are at playing them. I'm better at playing 2nd UK, so I would pick that. And yeah, the MBAD ban is not particularly surprising given how good Mix is at MBAD. 8th US was banned. Yeah, you need a map that can spread out. Even 5th Panzer was banned. Like 1st UK, it's a bit slow though. If you get caught out, you're kind of scuffed. So, Mix and Tortacu only played Belgians this tourney. They said, yeah, Belgians and Dutch, and the Dutch ones got banned. But what happens if they all get banned? What happens if they just ban all of those? Also, if they're unpacked, they can't play those divs. So yeah, because like MNAD they class as a low countries div because it's got Belgians in it or something. I mean, they've made it all the way to the finals with this interesting strategy. So, you know, they beat some good teams to get there. They beat me, right? I'm a good team. So, looks like we're going to have Tortacu on the left, which is how it... So when I played against these guys, Tortacu was on this side, but yeah, he played on the left. And then Mix on the right. Sort of, although he's not... They're not really placing their units. Oh, I should do a poll. For the couple watching on Twitch, obviously the poll is on YouTube, but it is... If they get banned, they try hard, yeah, and then they win. That'd be pretty funny. So, who will win Game 1? Or 6-1... When will you grow big beard? I absolutely hate so in my religion, it's kind of a big deal to have a beard. Like it's seen as like well, you should have a beard. It's good for you to have a beard. Prophet had a beard, so you should have a beard. That sort of thing. I absolutely hate it. I absolutely hate it. I just sit here itching my face constantly. I'm in a constant state of aggravation from having it. And people say, "I'll just wait a couple of months, it'll get better." It didn't. So I just shave it off once every couple of weeks. This is a live match. Look, you can see in the bottom right it says live. They're playing right now. What do you mean? There is a game casted right now. Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah. In reference to your comment this morning, yeah. So yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it because yeah, when I went on my religious pilgrimage, I grew it out for like a bunch of months, and I was like, I'm going to keep it because it's good for my faith and so on. And I absolutely hated it I just couldn't handle it. Maybe once I go bald, I can. Also, it's like it's not very dense. The density is how's it going? Quattrofake on Twitch. See, we have a Twitch talker. Um, Maybe once I go bald, which will happen because my dad's bald. I'll have no choice. But yeah, I can't really grow a proper one. I mean, I'm not like because I know like East Asians have a really big issue with it. Um, but like mine is very kind of patchy on the sides, and most of it's on my neck. You can't really tell from the camera. Um, Norman non-HGV. Well, people have said, if you take care of it properly and like because apparently it's because like your skin is if you like moisturize your skin and stuff and use exfoliants and stuff like that, it can all get better. But I just can't be arsed with it. I keep my hair short. I keep my beard short. Um, well, yeah, on my mum's side, they're bald as well. So, um, Swede Arab hybrid. What are these division pick? Yeah, so these guys deliberately pick Belgian and Dutch divisions whenever possible. Div Mob actually is a good pick, and 16th Belgium is actually an okay pick. But yeah, there are 7 bans on each. How's it going, Blackburn? There are 7 bans on each team. So the amount of because look, MNAD 5E, 2nd Panzergren 4E, 8th US, 5th Panzer, and CLKA all got banned. Well, they're all the meta divs. So you could play like 2nd UK, because like 2nd West Germany's been banned, obviously. But like, what are the other meta picks? Like 1st UK, 2nd UK wouldn't be bad, but Div Mob is still most people see it in 1v. In the high tier 1v1, most people still see it as like an S tier pick. It's very, very hard to beat in a 1v1. Unless you've got like a bunch of autocannons and stuff, or grenade launchers, and that's what they're going for here. So the 6YA, they get the BMP 1PG, which gets grenade launchers on it, and that will grenade launch everybody to death. And 56Y also gets like loads of grenade launchers and BMP2s and stuff to grenade launch all the infantry to death. Medium tanks counter Div Mob pretty hard. That's so like I played 4th East German against Div Mob, and look, they banned that. Medium tanks counter them because if you think about it, one heavy tank fires 10 rounds a minute and they're like super penetrating rounds. Okay, 2 medium tanks fire 20 rounds a minute. And so if you're trying to kill light stuff, you don't need 10 over-penetrating rounds a minute. You need 20 rounds a minute to kill all the light stuff. So 2 mediums is better than 1 heavy, really. And that's the way the meta is at the moment. Heavy tanks, they are still good. I don't really think they need any help. It's just medium tanks are kind of a bit easier to execute, because if you lose one, well, you still got the other one, right? 11th ACR, but look how wide the map is. Man, these guys are taking ages. It's been 40 minutes. They started this draft an hour ago. There's no way I can cast this whole series if it's going to take them 2 hours to do every game. Oh well, what can I say? I already pointed out that in the rules it says that they have to look at this. Weekend, reasonable time, allow streamers to cover the games. I said I can't cover it, they just said, we're doing it. Please keep the ban time low. I don't know, they can't read, right? But yeah, they got plenty of time to write my name 8 times. It was like this, so in the first DEFCON2 tournament, it was a $1,000 prize pool, which is pretty big. Probably the biggest Warno prize pool we've had. And it was the Ukrainians versus the fascist Ukrainians. It was absolutely hilarious, man. It was what's his name? It was Menkar and Stanag. who are like Ukrainian kind of nationalist types, and then they were against NBK, who is an unironic Ukrainian Nazi. Yeah, I'm not making this up. He just is. You go on his Discord server. He used to be called NBK1488. He still is on some of his platforms. You go on his Discord server. All their custom emojis are just swastikas and stuff. And he was teamed up with what's his name? The Uwu guy. I can't remember his name. NATO boy, who's a Belarusian, who isn't a Nazi. But so it was literally the good guys versus the bad guys. And the bad guys won. Oh man, it was what a game. What a game. It was anyway, the good guys took 50 minutes in the deployment. And then they crashed, and we had to re-host, and they changed their deployment, and it was like, what the hell's going on here? It was a very interesting, very interesting, very interesting series. But the issue with all this drama stuff is everybody keeps getting banned for starting drama, and so. And so, like, because if you think about it, it's sort of like pro wrestling, right? You're here for the stories. You don't care about the flipping, if the blue icon kills the red icon. You care about the stories behind the players. And I think that's why, my channel's been more successful than some of the other Warno YouTubers. I don't want to name any names. Some of the guys who started before me. Because you know me. Right, because I talk about my life and stuff, and I think that's like, so it's more of it matters more than, if these were just four AIs fighting, you just wouldn't give a shit. It's because they're real people, they have real motivations, and that was like the best storyline in Warno. The fucking the Ukrainians who repeatedly claim there are no Nazis in Ukraine versus the Ukrainian Nazi. It was a very funny series, and then the fact that oh man, that was a really good series. It's black coffee. I don't know if you can see it. Black decaf coffee. It's gone cold now because of how long they're spending deploying and stuff. Like this is as oh okay. Hello and welcome to the grand finals of the DEFCON2 2v2 tournament, game 1. Today we've got Torteq playing 16th Belgian and Mix90 playing DivMob, and they're going up against Pro Commie playing 6YA and Pro Capitalist playing 56Y. Unfortunately, Eugene introduced a bug in his game in this version, which means that when things die, they don't come up on the side anymore. I did report it, they haven't got back to me, so if you guys could also complain about that, I would appreciate it, because it used to work properly. And covering a 2v2 on such a wide angle, it's kind of hard to cover it if you don't know who's dying and where. So like a helo went down there, we don't know what helo it was, that sort of thing. So double Milan 1s coming in on this Razvedka BMP2 here. They both have to hit for this to die. If this just right-clicks them with the auto cannon, it'd probably kill them. But yeah, if it doesn't both hit... Oh, they both hit. Okay. It happens. So, you could expect the blue divs to do better at the start, given the forward deployed nature, right? 56Y gets 4 forward deployed units and that's it. The other guys get loads of forward deployed units. Kind of hard to cover everything, but you see, even with the forward deployment, Pro Commie got here before... Something up with my mouse. Pro Commie got here first, so I don't know, I guess Torteq didn't actually put a forward deployed unit in here. That's rough, dude. Torteq is not taking that zone with these units. There's way too much there. The Metis are in range, which is very good news for the Metis. So we've got 3 cheap bombers purchased for Pro Commie. So he feels he can come and help Mix here. He can come and help his... Hang on, are they just both everywhere? I mean, it looks like Mix has basically got this, right? These things have 6 HP. So if the Minstrel hits them, they won't die. But if this thing gets 1 damage, they will die. So you see they've already lost 1. F-16 should clear up the last one. We don't know if he'll get this. Ah, Buck hits him. Okay. Switch back to the left, you can see the IVs have died. Sadly, no ticker on the right here, so you can't tell. You just have to believe me. So Vopos don't have AT, so the JPK90 with its 10 fire rate should clean that up. But yeah, this is looking pretty bad for... so this was mainly Cuff over here. Pro Commie just gave him a CV. Everything else... Oh no, and the Spec Scrupper. Huh, so they're sort of both playing everywhere. Their names are quite similar, so it's a bit hard to differentiate them. Blue does have a force superiority in mid if they push. Like, they could get up to here. Looks like Mix has got the right side, so it's going to be even Stevens. These are the +2s, so they matter a lot. And they're the middle zones. This is, you know, one for them, one for us, one for them, one for us, one for them, one for us. But these two are the middle zones. And you see that both red players are now pushing on the right. CV comes out, so Tortacue's helping on the left as well. So that's the thing you start to notice as the tournament moves on. The teams that make it to the finals tend to have very, very good team coordination, and that's what always lets me down. I don't have good team coordination. I'm good at the game because I play it a lot, but I don't have good team coordination at all. Whereas these guys, they you know, I don't know, they're just better at coordinating. A lot of it comes down to practice and stuff, so these two, like, hang out, do you know what I mean? And these two hang out, whereas my teammates, we just sort of show up for the tournament and then we go off and do our own thing. That's mostly my fault, I guess. I guess if I asked them to hang out, they'd hang out, but I don't really want to. So, no offense to them, I just want to get on with what I'm doing. So, triple Pioneers here is an interesting strategy, because what are you going to do about this? It's going to kill you. So, there should really be 2 Pioneers and 1... Mech Fusiliers or something with AT, because like they're good against the infantry, but if he clocks that, oh, I can just send a like this in there. But I guess that's what the Leopard 1s are for. The Metis can fire in deep forests now. I say now, it's been about a year. We do have to keep flicking across the map because we don't know if stuff's happening here from this ticker, which I've grown to rely on. So it looks like Tortacue's managed to sneak through here. Mixer's put a beacon down, who knows what that means. And yeah, you see both players, both red players, Commie and Capitalist, both pushing this zone, but DivMob gets the ability to really shit out a bunch of crap. So that's kind of the idea behind it. That's what makes it so strong, particularly on these wider maps. Tortacue's brought the AT now. You see he brought in the Leopard 1s. I'm surprised that, yeah, look, the Melter just messed them up and they had to run away from him. So that's basically exactly what we spoke about. Capitalist is Scuff. It's Babblegun, it's Scuff. He's just changed his name for this tournament. So he's like a top-ranked player as well. Overall, I think Red has the stronger draft. I don't think 16th Belgium is that amazing. I wouldn't say it's terrible, it's just with these high-band tournaments, tends to be you don't have much of a choice. And, okay, so this guy's probably going to get away. Oh! Alright. That seemed a bit weird, but there it is. In the meantime, yeah, the autocannons have shown up. You see he's brought them at 2 vet, which is what you tend to do in 1v1, but if the game goes later, you're going to have a big issue. Quite surprised by, yeah, no VADs, but here it is. This guy, okay, ooh, Humvee Toe gets taken out there, and that's because there was a recon here, otherwise I don't think you'd be able to see it. So that urn, it doesn't do too much against like the armored transports. It might kill this, which is 1,000 supplies, so you don't really want to lose that. So Blue hanging on to this zone here. It's not going terribly for them, but they are winning at the moment. It's just the later this game goes on. Wow, he brings this unit. The Chasseurs Ardennes. It's very rare to see this. I don't really see the point in it. I mean, this is very bad, but it is what it is. So the advantage of these Aves is that they've got 2 armor. If that had hit it, it would have killed it. But anyway, as you can see, this didn't one-shot it because of its 2 armor. So that's a pretty big deal. Surprised this made it so... Like, if he just unloaded it here, it could have killed stuff. But yeah, the AA guns obviously taking names there. DivMob and Belgium also get the AA guns, but I don't think 56Y gets them. 6 US, that's 6 Soviet does. Drafting a house on one monitor, playing World of Tanks on one, and watching Hippie on my TV. This is what they pay me for. So yeah, the mech fusiliers at 2vet are pretty cool because they've got 3 MGs, so you see that they actually do kill stuff. Blobbing them like this is a terrible idea because one howitzer round and just wipe all 3 squads there. So yeah, they don't get the AA guns on 56Y, but they do get these 30mm grenade launcher teams. It serves a similar purpose. Good pick-off there with this autocannon. But you see, if he was paying attention, he could bring this over and kill it, but instead he's actually going to lose a few of his units there. So this is it's showing its side armor. No, it's not, because it would have killed it in one hit. Must have been front armor there. And yeah, the main way to clear out these AA guns is to use the power of artillery. I was going to say friendship then. Fighter with... cluster. He's coming for the artillery, maybe? But yeah, this is really good against heavy tanks, but it dies in one hit to an Eyehawk. So, not so great against Div Mob. So, Gepard does manage to smoke in time here. This is going really quite badly for Torque. It's interesting, because I was on this side before, and he did the exact same thing to me. So one wonders if it's something to do with the map, which allows these things to happen. Because, yeah, this is all quite open, so who knows. Only 2 data points. So, MiG-21 BIS cluster trying to find an angle of purchase there. The F-16's actually upvetted. I don't know if it's because it killed something. MiG-31's very, very strong in team games because you can just rout enemy planes even if you don't hit them. I'm surprised he brings the 155mm and not the 203 ones. So they are better. You see he sent forwards a little car there just to scout it. And in exchange that Conquer should die now because it wasn't moving beforehand because it had to shoot at the car. Although he's just not moving it anyway, so... So you see, this is a 14-man squad. That Conquer's team actually makes it. I mean, it is firing from the other side of the map there, which is not ideal. But yeah, it seems that Mix is doing much better against Commie and Capitalist, compared to Torque here, who's really struggling. 16th Belgian, right, so that's not amazing. And then look at this. This is sort of what we spoke about when we were talking about the draft. The advantage of Div Mob and 16th Belgium is that you can get like a huge number of units out. It's like, okay, so you killed me. The main advantage of these is they reload in 60 seconds. But the... okay, you killed me, but this costs 60 points. And the other one's like 50 or something. So you got to get a lot of kills like that for it to be worth it. So, yeah, 16th Belgium struggling with the infantry fights, which is not particularly surprising. This still has a law left, so they make an interesting sound. So it'll probably kill this at that range. No, I missed. Okay. And now it's dead, right? So Ern's coming. I'll admit, there's a lack of AA here. They're bringing up an Eyehawk, but that's not going to help against the Erns. So, yeah, big helo plays. So you try and use the F-16, but you can't because the books cover, like, the whole map. So, even though it's such a wide map. Okay, well, they don't cover the whole map. If we bought another one here, it would. They are gonna take Juliet. Which one's Juliet, bro? Is that this one? Yeah, I mean, definitely Torque's trading very poorly here compared to the 56Y player. With all the grenade launchers. I mean, he's kind of sussed out, okay, these grenade launchers seem to be working. He's got like 4 there now. He's going to buy a bit of arty to kill these remaining positions. So, yeah, this is 60 points for a very slow falling bombs, but if there's no AA, then, like, if this had been unloaded, maybe it would have killed it. So he's going for it with the F-16. I think that's a mistake because the book, and the book did engage him before, so... but yeah, it's hard to keep track of everything. So this is probably dead, and that's why you don't vet your fighters, because... doesn't make a difference. 8% more ECM. Okay, wow. Oh, that means 92% of the time it doesn't matter. Let's see what that... oh, Eyehawk was on the MiG-31. Yeah, cluster coming over now for the Gepard. More reservist and... so... Okay, the Eyehawk should kill this now. Yeah, so that wasn't worth it. And that's the issue. So the MiG-21 BIS clusters in 1v1 are really good, because you can just sort of kill all the enemy AA, but in team games they become less useful, because there's more enemy planes and stuff. But yeah, the Belgian picks mean that there's no long-range ASFs, there's only the short-range F-16s, which are really not good. There's no Seed, the bombers are alright, actually, but yeah, there's no Seed, there's no ASF. So lots and lots of infantry here from Tortacue, and in the forests, if you run up close enough to these, they don't shoot. I just can't remember what the range is. I think it might be 125 meters. So looks like the moment of danger has passed here now that all these guys have shown up. But what I'd love to see is some supply, because, like, you know, sell all this and whatnot. Patrollees. Need some artillery to clear out these conkers and stuff. You can't rely on Mix on the other side of the map to use his artillery to clear out your conkers, although he is doing it. Yeah. In the meantime, so Mix's pressure here has really messed up Red. And this is what they did to me and Tiberius. They just, you know, they pushed one side, and then they pushed the other side, and then they pushed the other side. There's lots of places you can do that on this map. You can just keep going. So it's like, look, this is open, and they've noticed. They're actually doing their own counter-attack. But looks like Tortacue and Mix were working up to doing their own attack here. So there's plenty of defensive units here. ATGMs, MGs, tanks. This is an ATGM as well. These chasseurs Ardennes, I'm really surprised he brings that. I don't understand why. I don't think it's very good. I'd rather get basically anything else. But you compare it to the Mech Fusiliers, right? Same price, 3 MGs. Same price, 2 MGs. I mean, they've got one more strength, so maybe that makes sense. But yeah, on DivMob, I feel like there's usually better options. So the MGs can't really do much against the SPWs. They'll die quite fast to that. So they need to bring up... Tortacue needs to bring up the tanks, really, to kill this. Also, the AA guns, very strong. But yeah, the main advantage of these Provincio is that they come in this, and this has 2 armor. So it is important that it has 2 armor, because like things like this AA gun can sort of do alright against a 1 armor vehicle. They can't do anything against a 2 armor vehicle, from what I remember. But that does mean that over here, you know, Mix has been neglecting his front line. He's not looking over here. You know, this unit sort of doing the same thing here. You really only need 1 here, I guess, and just put him like there or something so you can see across. And the others you can bring over. Like, he's not... Okay, he's noticed now I'm being attacked. More towed howitzers out. I mean, 6 Soviet gets the Jiatsin, which is really good. But instead he opts for the towed one because it's so much cheaper, but then you have to micro it for the whole... Oh, actually, he brings this as well. Okay. So, Pioneers engage in there. The main issue is 2 guys in a building usually means artillery. Pro-Commies artillery situation's pretty weak, but look, he's going straight for exactly where... Because it's just obvious. So, yeah, sadly it's not tracking the kills. It's very annoying, but... Yeah, so as you can see, this push has been completely blunted. Tortacue ended up bringing up the tanks. One of them died somehow. I'm not sure where it went. Weird. And Mix has been bringing this artillery over here slowly over the course of this game between every volley, because they reload while they're moving, which is a bit silly, but it is how it works. And so you just fire it, load it up, move it, fire it, load it up, move it, and he's like, I'm trying to use it over here, so I need him over here, but honestly, he's probably going to lose this side, and this is a +2, so it's very important that that doesn't happen. But look how much stuff Commie's got here. Mix hasn't put anything here. So it's looking pretty bad for Blue in that regard, because, like, look at all this. Yeah, look, both of them cuff as well. They're both coming here. We'll see if he notices. I mean, he sent 1 MAG. And he keeps losing his... Okay, he's sending more now. He's realised something's up. So yeah, he's sending more ATGMs. We'll see if they get there in time. If all this just Q moves, it'd just get in. So it just comes down to how much are people paying attention. F-16 for a 60-point plane is bad. Yes. No military police. Yeah, that's really weird. Running reservists and Provincia without military police is very odd, especially given that you get the military police vehicles and then you can put those with the reservist tanks on DivMob. It's kind of weird to not see any of that. So you see the effectiveness of these cheapo tanks? Like, you know, they can do stuff. Obviously this would kill it. But yeah, this is really bad news for blue. I don't think they... Okay, I mean, Mix is starting to take it seriously, but if Torque sends a minute's income here as well, probably be much better. He's trying to move up over here. Like, they've basically solved this problem, but now there's too many blue units here, basically, so they need to either push, because, like, yeah, they need to push. They need to do something here. Obviously, they can't see what we see, but this recon helo is about to give them all the knowledge they need. We're live, so, you know, just... See, look, oh, now we can see it all. Now we can see it all, right? Oh dear, I'm being attacked. Will Torque give any assistance? See, I don't think Mix can hold this by himself, basically. But in the meantime, they're trying to push this, and if they take it, great. So yeah, Torque's doubling down on that. The thing is, this is a +1, and this is a +2. So if Red takes this, they'll be on a +4. And if Blue takes this, they'll be on a +2, but, you know, with the +4, it would still be -2 to Blue. +2 to Red, so not ideal. And, yeah, this is looking pretty spicy now. And Torque just spent his income over here with all these tanks. I think this is a very big miss here. If all 4 of these tanks were coming over here, this might hold, but looks like it's going to go down. A nice fallback position, but like there's nobody in the zone. This can just drive in. Milan 2's to here and stuff. You can get some nice side shots and so on, but yeah, it's not looking ideal. It's not looking ideal. Now he's sent his arty back and he's trying to move some guys off the front line. But yeah, I think these tanks, these tanks, they're just in the wrong place. They'll probably take this, but if they lose this at the expense, it's not worth it, because the zone's worth more. So, MiG-31 for air cover, make sure there's no panic bombers out. DivMob's quite good at that, just chuck a bunch of alpha jets at whatever's bothering you. The BMP-1PGs, like I said, the grenade launcher, the thing is they don't have smoke, which makes them quite bad against DivMob's ATGM spam, because they just can't do anything about it. And this has the power to one-shot this, so... see... Oh, he misses. Okay. So yeah, looking pretty bad for blue here. They do have the CV, but if they need it, this is probably going to go down. Rocket helos. There is a minstrel here. I mean, it won't, if this gets spotted, then it won't be enough, right? Yeah, I think it's about to die. I think it's being engaged. Yeah, it's dead. In the meantime, like, this is basically static. Looks like blue's going to get in here. These tanks, I think it was a big mistake. This is like 2 minutes income here. Almost. And, it's for a zone that doesn't matter as much as the other zone, the zone they just lost, so... It's going to be a +2 to red for the foreseeable future. And red, at the very least, like, you know, they could move up all this stuff. This is what those rocket helos came in. There's no autocannons left here. The scimitar died, which means this can just fly over and spot everything. And then this Milan 2 will die to, like, the tanks and stuff, because it can be seen. That's why it's there, just to spot targets. Yeah, so otherwise the main thing is you can't see it. If you can see it, you can kill it. So yeah, it's turned now, really. I think this Provincio is probably going to make it. It depends on this next shot. Yeah, it'll be okay. And the tanks might stop red from getting back in, but it's not ideal, right? You lost a +2 for a +1. Doesn't make sense. But having said that, you know, Mix and Torque, they're good players. Mix especially is basically the best player in Warno at the moment, since Skiffic left. And so you can see he's got his defensive line built up. He's going to push up here and use that to get around the sides and then push it back. And so, you know, Red hasn't really reinforced it. The Lufstrumjäger and stuff are coming now, but these aren't firing. This hasn't been moved up to here, perhaps, to engage. So... Looks like Red's going to burn themselves out here if they don't start reinforcing it. But they've instead put their reinforcers here. And then those Leopard 185s. Oh, crap. They're all going to die. Oh, no. Oh, okay. You only lost one. That's alright, then. These have Milans on them. So everybody should be engaging this T-62D, basically. There's no point going for the infantry. They should all be engaged in the T-62D. No AA. So, this thing is towed, so it's just not very fast. Ihawk neither, so... So yeah, it's looking pretty bad for blue now. I think that was just the crucial mistake they made there. These 4 tanks. I mean, it's rare that you can say things come down to a single issue, right? Because if you've traded better throughout the game. But if these 4 tanks had been sent here, this zone wouldn't have been lost. So if they just clocked that this is being attacked a bit earlier, put some more reinforcements there, you know, played more defensively. But having said that, they're probably going to get Foxtrot, because there's just nobody here. And they might get Echo as well. So, like, these are going to Bravo. So if they get Foxtrot and Echo, they'll start ticking up. So that's all good for them. And look at this. This is another thing you can do with these cheap transports. And it's something that, like, a lot of people don't seem to get. And they say, well, the BTR-6D, why does it cost so much? It's not very good. It dies in a 1v1 to a BMP-1. But the point is, you can send it round the sides really fast. Grad purchased, which makes sense in a team game. But at this particular point in time, I'd want more frontline for this. So, double Mirage cluster coming in, but they're going for the helicopter. I'm surprised he's not trying to kill this, because that's where the CV is. He gets the tank, the helo survives. Looks like these are going to make it. I don't know what happened to the book. There was a book here. It must have died. Must have died. It's not... I don't see it. Interesting. So, still 15 minutes for blue to turn this around. This is behind the building, if you've noticed, so they need some artillery on this, really. I'm surprised they didn't just drop the bomber on this. Both bombers on this would have killed it, but they went for tanks instead. It was a bit of a weird decision. Over here, you can see pro-commies units have extended too much, and the blues units are killing them. The Lustrum Jaeger are in here, though. This guy's probably going to go down, or at least be too suppressed to beat this anymore. But yeah, look at this. They went for Foxtrot and Echo. Yeah, if NATO pushes centre, they've got a chance. That is correct. The infantry's routed, but the Chaika's still in there. They need arty on this. I'm really surprised they're not artying it. I'm also surprised that Tortacue doesn't have any arty of his own. It's just mixes. Those 2 howitzers, which I've lost. I don't know where they went. They've not died, have they? They might have done, man. I don't see them. I don't see them. Anyway, MiG-21 clusters coming in. And Ihawk gets 1. The other one gets like a 60-point tank. Doesn't look like there's much AA here. Oh, there they are. Oh, yeah, one of them did die. So that blue has 1 artillery piece. It's crazy. Why? What? It's kind of working out for them in the way that, look, less artillery means more units here. Less artillery means more units here. And here. Do you know what I mean? Like, the swarm is ridiculous. But at the same time, there's so many, like, conkers and stuff. Like, Tortacue sort of getting messed up by grenade launchers over here and stuff. Just in one M109 and just killing them all one at a time would have paid for itself by now. But instead, Mix has to RT it, which means he's not RTing his stuff over here. But, I mean, they've managed to get themselves a +1 now when this stabilizes by taking these 2 zones. And now they've taken this zone. The Chaika died somehow. I'm not sure how. It looks like he moved it out of the zone voluntarily. Because it was here and it's not there anymore. And there's lots of flaming wrecks around. This is it. This is the CV. So he tried to run it out of the zone. Which is surprising, really. No smoke mortars. Like, fire some Nonas at it. Yeah, so Scuff, he can't get in here. There's too many reservists. But, like, where's the... one military police here? These are all so much better. This is very interesting decision-making. I don't think I bring it on 16th Belgian, actually, the military police. I definitely bring it on DivMob. But I'm not the best DivMob player. But yeah, it just makes them so much better. Because they take less suppression, so they might as well just be like... you know, it's like having 2 units instead of 1. Well, I guess you do bring 2 units. Jiatsink killed by M75. I missed that one. It's a shame they broke this. But yeah, there is no Jiatsin anymore. And I see smoke over here. Definitely see some smoke there, but must be a dead body in there somewhere. Oh, interesting. Well, okay. I mean, we don't see it on the map anymore, so I'll take your word for it that it was killed by the M75. Oh yeah, that's the tank, yeah. Okay, so double cluster in here. So yeah, 16th Belgians planes, if they get open skies, are actually very, very effective. Like the bombers, but the issue is usually you don't get open skies because you don't have a long-range ASF, you don't have long-range AA, and you don't have a seaplane. So it's kind of hard to get into that position. But yeah, the book died somehow. That's not it. The book died somehow, and the MiG-31s just haven't been... Because you can get two of them, and you should just basically always have one out. I mean, this needs to evac now. But yeah, like you should be killing the enemy planes pretty easily as red. So it's basically an outplay from blue to accomplish relative air superiority with inferior tools. But yeah, you see this from the div mob player. This is why it's so strong, because you can just shit out a bunch of crap. Obviously, Tortacus put stuff in here as well. So what they need to do now is start moving these to the right and come take the right, Because you've got all this, and if you take all this, then you've basically cut off Bravo. So you take Charlie to cut off Bravo, and usually it's like, this is just pure armchair general, but it's not. There's loads of units here not doing anything. They could just push right and they'd be there. And then without Bravo being resupplied, then you can just go take Bravo because they can't get any guys back in. And even if you end up losing Charlie to do that, it doesn't matter because this is the +2 and this is the +1. But blue on a +2 with 10 minutes left, and honestly, it looks like red are running out of puff here. The pockets of Div Mob, and 16th Belgian gets a lot of shit as well, actually. The pockets are deep, and you see... Okay, so Mix has got his 203s out now. So I'm really surprised that he bought the 155s before the 203s, because the 203 is like 20 points more, and it's just way better, so why is it... why did he buy the other one first? Because look, this is 110. And it's 3.41, 23 kilometers range, 3 ROF. Whereas this is 130. It's 2 ROF, but it's like twice the HE. It does have less range, though. So, yeah, double bomber here. I like to bring the rocket plane so I can send that in front of the bombers, and then the rocket plane takes the hit. But yeah, this is huge. I mean, they're just all dead. But yeah, you'd really be expecting, like, you know, AA here. Do you know what I mean? As you can see, these bombers do die if you hit them. But yeah, it just seems that Blue's artillery must have got that cub, or buck, or whatever it was. It was a buck, right? But 6Y can bring 4 bucks if they want, and I would in this case, because 56Y's AA is kind of crap, so... And then look at this, now Tortacus can push this side because... Pro, you know, Cuff, whatever, he hasn't been resupplying this because there's been too many fires to put out everywhere else. It's the exact reverse of what happened here. Mix was helping out over here, so Commie pushed here. So I can understand why people say 2v2s are more interesting. Have you noticed he's always dropping them 2 at a time? So that, because if the first one gets shot down, the second one gets through. He's not sending them 1 at a time. He's sending them 2 at a time every time. Although obviously one of his bombers has died now, so now he's got an odd number, so I'm not sure what will happen next. So, Grad not engaged, and yeah, this is looking pretty worn over for red, actually. It was looking pretty bad for blue, it was looking pretty bad for the Natoids, but now it's the opposite. Oh no, if the Eyehawk had had the ammo, this would probably be dead, because it would have been hit twice, and, you know, it would die to 1 Eyehawk. It would have been shot twice. So there you go. So now he's got an odd number of bombers. He's not having 2 at a time anymore. But he knows there's no AA here apart from like an Igler and a Stinger. So even if these both hit, it wouldn't have killed him because it's 10 HP, and that's 5 + 4, which is 9. So have you noticed this? Very intelligent gameplay. Got a okay. So he sent 1 unit around so that when these reinforcements come in, this will kill it. It's not got good AT, but it'll be good enough. So yeah, this is looking pretty convincing for the NATOids. I do think 16th Belgium, I don't know, I guess it can work when you've got this many bans, because it's like, oh, there's plenty of better divs on NATO. But if you ban 7 of them, are there? Maybe there are. Like, 3rd Armoured is not good on this map because you can't play wide. I think 2nd UK is a really good pick, but you don't have a lot of tanks. You run out of tanks quite quickly. With 16th Belgian, you don't. And 16th Belgian can just spam shit for the whole game, and there's the surrender. So, yeah, that was a really close game for game 1. And I can only cast for 2 more hours, so that's probably 1 more game, right? So, as you can see, the DivMob player doing the work. Oh, well, okay, both of them went positive. So, TorqueQ rank 76, Mix 90 rank 1, with a 97% win rate. ProCommie rank, yeah, I mean, he should be much higher ranked than this. He won favor of ProCommie. The stream froze. I mean, on my end it says there's no dropped frames or anything, but it generally doesn't tell me there's a problem. So yeah, really interesting game. It looked like Red had it there when they took the side zone, but they just left a couple of their flanks unprotected, and then the DivMob Belgian combo, the Belgian combo just ran in there and took it, because that's the advantage of these divisions, is that all their stuff's kind of cheap. So on a mega wide map like that, which they chose, so they wanted this map for that reason, they got what they wanted there. So let's get back to the draft. We got some Russian messages here. My head is in the way. So now we get to wait 40 minutes for the next draft. Yeah, judging by how long they're taking, I'm only going to be able to cover 2 or 3 games. And now they're playing on Albion. They picked Albion, which is... So this was ProCommie and Scuff. They picked Albion, which is really interesting. So TorqueQ and Mix are packed now. And... They Luftland. Wow, they really prioritized different divisions to 4th Panzer. Not really supposed to interject, but this isn't a division, so what the fuck is he on about? Okay, it's 5th Panzer. Interesting that they banned 5th Panzer and not 2nd Panzer, because 2nd Panzer is much better, so it's quite surprising. Albion. It's not a div we see very often, not a map we see very often, because I always ban it, because it's grossly imbalanced. It's hilariously one-sided. Now we are NATO on Albion. Thank you, Quattrafake. So I'll show you Albion. It's a very imbalanced map. Let me explain you why that is the case. Let me learn you. I've got a relative who's a teacher, and they say, let me learn you this, and they just do it to wind people up. Obviously, no, it's not correct. So this is this is Albion. Beautiful map, right? So if you're on this side, you're basically fugged, because the enemy gets here first, and they get here first. And so what do you... So they get these trees to fall back into in this zone, and you get a nice big open field to get shot in. And because they get in here first, well, then you can't get in through this road either. So it's pretty imbalanced in my opinion because of this. Because like, look, if they get there first, well then it's they can see most of this zone, right? You have to fall back to this to try and shoot them, but there's like a hill here as well, so you can't actually engage this. So they get all this. Whoever's got the forward deployment gets all this for free, and so it's very frustrating. And then yeah, you get a guy up to. Obviously, if you barrel it, so if you're on this side, you have to appreciate that that's the case. And what me and Fence would do if when we were on this side is just absolutely hammer this at the start with basically everything we had to try and take it. If we're on this side, because otherwise they get this, and then well, you basically just lose Anna and you lose center because of the favorable positions here. You can't reinforce Anna except down this road, which is if you spawn something here. Yeah, if you spawn something here, it'll come down this road. So you have to manually path them to here, and then you can't get into your own zone because there's a gap. So you really need this road open to hold Anna. And center's threatened as well, and you can't reinforce down here to get to center. There's like issues with like hills and stuff, so you can't. You might think like go here, shoot them from here. You can't. So you got to get tanks up into here. They see you coming. It's very frustrating. It's also imbalanced on this side because these zones, right? Red gets all these buildings for this zone to cover them. You get all the way in the zone. And these buildings, what does blue get? Big open space. Big open space. Big open space. And it's like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do? So, yeah, the map is one-sided. It's very red-sided here. So, yeah, these buildings help you a lot. The open ground makes attacking here super difficult. And over here, similar story. Red gets these, blue doesn't. So now they're going to take another 40 minutes to draft the next game. I'm considering just, if I go now, I need to go pray basically, because it's Friday. I need to pray in congregation, and they do, because the place I go is really small, they do 2 separate ones, because we can't fit everybody in. The first one's at 1:15 and the second one's at 2. So I couldn't go now anyway. But yeah, the first one's always rammed, so they tell me not to go to it. They say just go to the second one. We don't have a big enough space. We need to multiply more. Anyway. Oh, I've moved the Warno box. How do I fix it? There we go. The canon scenario it represents is moronic. I'll be honest, I thought that was the only interesting thing in this game. The only kind of, like, lore. Everything else is mega boring. Like, it's hard to put your finger on. I know somebody who describes it as a creative deficit. Like, Eugen, they make good games. The way this game runs is really good. It's got a replay system. It's got a map. It's got a save system. It's got a replay system. Custom maps. The graphics are really nice. The FPS is good. It runs really well because it's on a custom engine. All these kind of clones that have been coming out recently. Broken Arrow, Play of Battle, stuff like that. Well, they're the only 2, really. It really reminds you like how technically good this game is. But at its heart, it's a very uncreative game. Like there's nothing particularly. So if you've played 2007, whatever it's called, World in Conflict 2007, that's like a really cool World War III scenario, kind of like this. And you could have issues with realism and stuff, but it's pretty cool. That there's actually a story, there's actually characters you care about. What's this game? Like, it's technically everything's good, but there's nothing particularly exciting about it. There's no characters you really care about. The only character people care about is Sergeant Highway, and that's because there's one line in the game that says Sergeant Highway is hit, which basically just tells you how little we have to go on. And the only interesting thing they've written, obviously the South Ag thing, the fact that the French are winning on their lines is, I guess that's interesting. The only other interesting thing they wrote was this Nemesis proposal, that the 76YA are doing some funky attack on the nukes. Everything else is just mega boring. It's a shame, but how do you inject creativity? Who do you hire? Do you know what I mean? Hire an ideas guy. They just play it so safe all the time. It's a shame. That kind of game design has gone out of design schools. I wouldn't know. I've not done game design. Why do you guys all have the same profile picture, man? How's it going, Feder? Um, Sergeant Highway in Spanish too. Yeah, that is pretty funny. Like, there are things which are. I'm not saying it's completely devoid of anything remotely humorous. It's just like, so what is this scenario? The game's been out for 4 years, and as far as we're concerned, it's just like the first 2 weeks of the war still. Like, nothing's happened. The only interesting thing was this. And, it's, I wouldn't say it's particularly a bad thing. It's just people like characters they can relate to. They like storylines which are interesting. Instead, we get this army general, which is, it's like pure autism mode. Here are all your pawns on the board, and you just move them into each other. And, I get it. Like, don't get me wrong. I love this game. I play it every day. I just think that is something they could work on. Um, it's all a bit sterile, I guess is probably the best way of putting it. So, back to the draft. So yeah, they're still delaying. 119Y, 20th Polish, 1st Czech, 31st Soviet, 27 Soviet, 79Y Soviet, 9th East German. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do, given how long they're taking. Unless Tortaq and Mix 3-0 them. I guess I'll have to stop the stream, go for like 2 hours, and then come back and finish it. That's the only thing I can do, really. Um, Sacrificing an entire division to kill 4 silos. That's what the VDV's all about, bro. But that's not. But that's this company is privately owned. There are no shareholders. This company is basically ran by these two rich French guys called the Ledresse brothers, and they run the company. And sometimes you get decisions which don't seem to make much sense, and you're like, was this just one of the brothers made that decision, and then nobody's allowed to argue about it? It makes you think. I mean, obviously, there's no proof of this or anything. I've not really ever spoken to them. I've had one conversation with one of them, and he seemed all right. Um, but yeah, no, it's owned by these two brothers, and I don't know. So from what I understand, Eugen, they tried Risk with active aggression, right? They made active aggression, and that didn't do very well. Like that did really kind of badly. Look, Eugen Systems 2015. So this was them trying to. And look, this was the reboot edition, so the reviews will have been cleared and stuff. So this was like them trying to do something new and cool and interesting, and it flopped. So it's back to doing safe stuff. That's the impression I get, that they're like, well, last time we tried something new, it didn't work, so we're not doing that again. So, um, so at least they tried, right? Back in 2015. Act of War is much better. This is an abandoned project. Act of War. So what was their previous game? 2006. Yeah, so they've been in the business for a long, long time. THQ Nordic doesn't exist, but Eugen still does. So, like, don't get me wrong, they're doing a lot right. It's obviously very easy for me to come in and see something that's actually pretty good and say this one thing is wrong with it, right? I think Warno's a good game. It is just kind of a bit boring in terms of the like, this looks exciting, but look, they tried that and it didn't work, so why bother? So MNAD, yeah, MNAD is interesting because it's not real, or at least it was an idea and it wasn't. So, like, sometimes there are flashes of them actually trying something, but all right, they picked 11th ACAV on Albion. Interesting. And Tortaq and Mix went 35th Soviet and 7th Panzer. 35th Soviet with mix, going to be very difficult for the pro-commie friends to deal with that. 11th ACAV on this map. I don't really think it's a good idea. Look how wide it is. It's the same thing. It's super wide. The thing is, right, if you get an M1A1 line here, well, then you're going to win, right? And if you get an M1A1 line here, you can push this forest. If you get M1A1s here, right, they're not getting back in. They're not getting back in if you get M1A1s up to here. Sort of applies to the other side as well. So yeah, you can see where the tanks would be useful, right? Big open fields. 7th Panzer's kind of an interesting pick. Was 9th banned? Yeah, 9th was banned. And 1st Czech was banned, and 20th Polish was banned. So it's just we need T-72s, what's left. So it's 19th Czech or 7th Panzer. So this'll be the mixed div, this'll be the Tartaku div. Second Panzer or it's a throw. Yeah, exactly. They should go second Panzergren. Such a good div. Like I honestly think it's the strongest div in the game at the moment, because 20th Polish was and it got nerfed, and you could argue Div Mob was and it got nerfed. Second Panzergren hasn't been touched in ages. It's ridiculous what that div can get away with. Even like second UK was strong. They removed the whole card of tanks, and now it just doesn't have enough tanks. Whereas second Panzergren, it can just do everything. It's pretty incredible. Yeah, the Spanish lines, I obviously know Sargento Highway. What Warno's built is similar to tabletop games like 40k. I suppose so. Like, don't get me wrong, this game is actually so good. I think their main issue is not the lack of, you know, believable characters or whatever, the lack of a cool story. I think that it is an issue, but I don't think it's the main issue. The main issue is they don't market their fucking games. Like, how on earth did Broken Arrow sell better than this? Broken Arrow doesn't have a replay mode. It runs like shit. It's full of hackers and cheaters. You just randomly crash and stuff. Like, the reason it did better is because the marketing's better and the setting is more appealing to people because they immediately think Ukraine war. Right? The game is on paper, the game is a much worse experience. But it's just marketing plus Ukraine war. Like, nobody gives a shit about the Cold War. I wasn't born when this happened. Obviously, it didn't happen, but whereas the devs at Eugen, they're like 40, so the Cold War was a really big deal for them, right? Where like they're in like their 40s and their 50s, they've been doing this a long time, the senior devs. So the Cold War was something they kind of lived through. I know some of them like served in the army and stuff like that. Whereas for people my age, and I'm 28, I'm almost 30, right? I don't remember the Cold War. The wall fell in 91. And, I'm almost 30, I don't remember the Cold War, which tells you that this has passed, this time has passed. So, we did a poll on Putin launched the SMO to boost Broken Arrow shareholder value. But yeah, we did a poll because I'm pretty sure I don't have any decisive proof of this, and if I did, I wouldn't be able to tell you actually. If I did, I wouldn't be able to talk about it at all. So that shows you that I don't have any. But I'm pretty sure they're working on their next game because it's like what the fuck's taking them so long to do everything? And generally they seem to release games once every few years, right? So if you look at Wargame Red Dragon, 2014. Steel Division 2, Steel Division 1, sorry. Steel Division, so 2014, and then Steel Division Normandy 44 was 2017, so that's 3 years. And then, also Active Aggression came out in 2015, so that's actually 2 years between each game. That might have been a reboot or whatever, but yeah, 2017, 2019, so that's 2-year gap. And then a 5-year... Oh, actually, no. This was another 2-year gap, actually, because it's like a 3-year gap because the early access came out. And now it's been a few years. Like, there's no way they're just going to live off DLC until what? And they just die of old age. They're obviously going to make another game at some point. And that's why I think it's going to be a Broken Arrow rip-off Modern War. I mean, obviously... This is a bit facetious, but I think it'll be a Modern War. If they've got a brain, it'll be a Modern War game. If they don't have a brain, it'll be yet another Cold War game. which would be very depressing. Yeah, they said they wanted to play at 10 a.m. and now they're taking 10 million years to draft. So here we go. We got 6th US, 11th ACAV, and 6th US. Interesting. So the general way that's going to work is 6th US in the town, and for the forward deployment, because you get forward deployed Navy SEALs and DINOps, but you don't get like forward deployed TOW2s and stuff. I don't really think that's a very good pick. 6th US is not a good pick. Was 9th US banned? It was. And 11th Cav, which is probably going to go here, and on the other side it'll be the other way around. So 35th Soviet will be here, and 7th Panzer will be here, and the T-72s do kind of have advantages. The real question is who's going to get the good side. Whoever gets the good side here is going to win. So, or at least they're just going to have such a massive advantage, because it is a very one-sided map in my opinion. Like, you look at that. What are you supposed to do about that? And this side gets this for free. If both sides have equivalent forward deployment, right? The alternative is maybe the people who are playing reach the same conclusion I've reached, and we'll just do what I said that me and Fence do whenever we play this map, which is go absolutely ham on this and just forget about this. If you're on this side, you're disadvantaged here, 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 and here because of this. So you're disadvantaged in every zone on the front line. So you've just got to pick your battles, and the fact of the matter is this is a +2. And so you want to take this so that you can secure the +2, because that matters as much as these two, right? And then you can try and push into Chariton, and once you've got all this, you can push sideways, or you can get up to here, and then that'll help you in Dimitri, right? You go from here to there, and you can just sort of ignore the town. We'll see. We'll see what they do. Probably take another 20 minutes. Yeah, they're still drafting. They're just going to take fucking ages, and then I'm going to have to go. This is so funny. I'm only going to be able to cover like 2.5 games. I'm trying to keep it interesting for you guys, but what can be done? But it's forgotten my position before. I'm not sure where exactly. I think it was about here. We can check. We just go on the stream up, and then jump to the present or whatever. Tournament. I believe this is the 3rd iteration of this tournament. Wow, what a wonderful voice. Anyway, there I am, and now I can... There we go. Perfect. So yeah, now we get to do some more waiting. Yeah, they're still in lobby. I'll see if I can find the last time I played on this map, maybe. I could literally just play my own 1v1 in the time it takes them to get set up. I'll just go ranked. But yeah, last time I played on this map was a while ago. I'll see if I can find it. Like I said, trying to keep you awake here. So it was with Fence, but it wasn't the last one. And I don't even think it was the one before. I've stopped putting timestamps on these, so because yeah, since then we've just banned it every time because we realised how ridiculous it was. But yeah, I don't put the timestamps on anymore, so that's see if we can find it. How are you all doing? I hope you're having a nice day. I appreciate most of the people watching this are literally just like working from home, and I'm just on the second screen. And so I don't mind if you don't reply because you've probably got better things to do. Yeah, it wasn't this one either. It comes to a point where it's like... It wasn't this one either. Must have been the one before that, maybe. That's just the finals, apparently. Oh yeah, because it was over like 2 days one time. Back when Icarus used to organise them. Before he got banned twice. That's Hesser again. That's Hesser again. We do a lot of Hessing. They took Cyrus out of the pool as well. It's our best map. Like, I have played Albion, man. How long ago was this? This is crazy. That's another Cyrus one. Here it is. Sorry, Albion. Here we go. Here we go. So this was the last time I played Albion. Remake the OG intro. What do you mean? The 1989 World in Flames, or do you mean my Nemesis 2 trailer? So, yeah, look, this is explaining it perfectly. Right? I'm playing 4th Mott. I have the airborne forward deployment. He beats me there. I'm stuck in the open. I die. Dumb game. Dumb map. We've banned the map ever since then. I just refuse to play on it. And you'll notice they were both 90km/h transport, so you can't make that argument either. So yeah, we literally just put everything onto here because we realised, well, that's... We lose here, we lose here, we lose here, we lose here, so it's like... We have to pick somewhere and fight, and that's where we pick. Wish I was 35 again. Nice to know things continue to get worse. So yeah, they're still thinking, still doing some thinking. Big think. Pick the one day of the week I have something I have to do. Pick the one time I have something to do. I don't have a life, man. I have one commitment this week. That's when they put the fucking game. Oh, man. And shitification never stops. I just need to finish my game before I die. I've not made any progress in it in a while. I should probably show you guys it. I've been having some motivational issues since my exam. I just don't want to do anything anymore. It's pretty funny. You'd think I'd be like mega motivated, but for those of you who don't know about this, I'm working on a video game. And so I'll show you my video game. I've been working on this map editor. That was a huge mistake, but I'm so far into it now, and I'm learning a lot by doing it. It's just basically once I told my parents once I get my thesis finished, I'm taking 6 months off to make a video game, and they were like, well, that's really dumb. And we had a big conversation. It wasn't really an argument. And in the end, they were sort of won over by the fact that it's like, okay, it's only 6 months. So I need to release this within 6 months. This is just a demo. Well, it's not even a demo. This is just like me messing around. Basically, I need to get all the features into the game, and then I can actually make the game. But yeah, I need to get a move on, really. I need to finish my thesis and then get my 6 months to make the game. And it's like, so the idea is that you drive a car around, and you're a hearse driver. It's called Hearse Hero, right? You drive a car around, and you try and run people over. So I don't know if you've played Crazy Taxi. There seems to be a lot of boomers in the audience. You've probably played Crazy Taxi. The FPS looks really good on my end. It's just because I'm running 2 games and streaming, and actually it's 3 games because of the editor. The stream, and I'm streaming on 2 platforms. You're probably seeing a lot of poor FPS, but actually the FPS is pretty nice. So the idea is like the sound's not in the game yet, but basically you get your hearse, you drive around, and you try and run people over who have health insurance, so that you can get money from their funerals, right? So you run them over, and then you got a hearse, and then a police car spawns and it chases you. That code is in the game, but I haven't set it up right here. Obviously, it's supposed to look more like a living, breathing world, and less like a series of random props all over the place. That's just because I was making the props and putting them in the game. There are cars that drive around. They don't have to have right angles like that. They can curve. It's just I was messing around with stuff. The cars are like, obstacles to your path. There's like 126 different types of car or something. I purchased these assets, so that's why there's so many. They're all in different colors, and they do like block you, so the point is that you've only got a given amount of time to hit all the targets. If you've played Crazy Taxi, you'll be very familiar with what I'm going for here. And then you got to drop the hearse off at the graveyard, which is still very placeholder. It's just a green box, right? So there's actually so much work that needs doing, and I probably can't do it all in 6 months, so I should start now instead of starting, the day the thesis is submitted. As in, I should do more now. Obviously, I started a long time ago. But yeah, I'm just lazy, I guess. I don't know. I need a time off. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. So, but today I was like, I'm gonna wake up on time. I'm gonna do my exercise. I'm gonna get loads done today. And then they said, oh yeah, we're playing the final tomorrow at 10 a.m. They told me that last night at like 7 p.m. or something. So, oh, okay, I guess we're doing that then. I can always do it tomorrow. So yeah, they're still in the lobby, still thinking. Don't know what they've got to think about. Yeah, focus on your studies, bro. Your parents are wise people. Yeah, well, I don't want to spend the rest of my life doing chemical engineering because I think it's shit. So try making a game with AI. I mean, I've heard it's possible, but oh wow, they finally they finally started the second game, and what do you know? It's still loading. So then we'll have to wait 2 minutes for the spectator delay, and then they'll have to place all their units, which will take another 20 minutes. But it's okay, because the rules say that it can't be today, and they can't do this. So it's all sorted then. It's obviously not happening as a result of those rules. Well, this is why the bloody war's taken so long, isn't it? Now we got to do some more thinking. Would be interesting if these guys won this, because then I could just sort of stop here. Say, okay, just go upload the replays, and don't make the announcement until it's finished. Hopefully they don't come in the chat and just spoil everything, which happens a lot. It's really depressing. In fact, actually, yeah, that's a complete nightmare. They just come in. It happens every time. Somebody will just come in and they're like, I lost this game. I lost this series. And it's like, thanks. Sometimes they do it on purpose. Anyway, now they're going to deploy for 20 minutes. He does it for free. I'm just going to play a round of Mega Bonk while I wait. Alright, this is Mega Bonk. You just run around and shoot people. Nice chilled game. Sent this key by Barkus. That's very nice of him, very kind of him. So yeah, you just run around and shoot people. It shoots automatically. At the start it's pretty boring, but it gets interesting pretty quickly. Basically when you shoot them you get money. There's bosses you have to try and kill. You break these little jars for cool stuff. The idea is you want to scale out as fast as possible. Also, if you jump, you seem to go faster, which is interesting movement code. So you get these kind of... Look, I get free stuff. So I want XP gain so that I level up super fast. It's very useful to get XP gain. And you tend to... You start leveling up pretty fast. So we'll get the lightning staffs, because you can get multiple weapons and auto-fire lightning as well. You get money, you can open these chests. The money required goes up pretty much exponentially, but the money you get seems to go up pretty much everything seems to scale exponentially. You stand next to these shrines and that'll give you another bonus, so I get 5% luck, which means you get better RNG. XP gain tome, very important, makes you gain levels faster, so you get XP and luck as a thing. And then you get loads of level up, and they tend to be good options. So you can open a chest and then it plays this animation, or you can just skip it. And that increases my evasion. This is a big magnet, so all the stuff that I've left on the ground will come to me. It's generally better to get those towards the end of a level. But, you know. So knockback, evasion, and crit damage, I don't really care about that. So we'll get the XP gain. You can refresh the things, but you can only do it so many times. There are multiple currencies. Silver, which is in the top left, and it's the silver one. And gold, which is the gold one. Gold is spent within a run, silver is spent between runs to like buff up like permanent buffs. You can unlock more characters that all cost silver. There's loads of characters. Doesn't seem to actually be that many environments. There's only like 2, so that's weird. So you can get like movement speed is very useful. You can break tumbleweeds to get additional XP. I'll get the crit chance one because it's blue. So like if it's got a better color, it means it gives you more stuff. How's it going with the? Are they playing yet? No, they're still deploying. Oh shit! You can pause it if you press escape. That's my bad. So let's do that right now. I want to read what they typed on the map. It's, yeah, always spread kindness and positivity, hippie. Yeah, I'm really kind. No, it does not say Allah. So, yeah, oh, sorry, the thing I pressed there was a challenge shrine, so if I kill the 3 purple guys, I get a free chest, and they're harder to kill than regular guys. These cacti are really annoying because they make... If you stand still, you die, because you see those red things happening below me. They're... Oh shit, I'm dead. Well, I did say if you stand still, you die, and then I died. So, my bad. Oh, they reset the leaderboard. So I lost my old... Obviously, that was not a very good run. I'm in the top 1,000,000 of players. I'm in the bottom 0.8% of players. Wow, I'm so good. So yeah, I just play as this guy over and over again because I'm very boring. I'm like those guys who just play one division in ranked for 500 games or whatever. Yeah, I've heard of Last General. There's nothing to show off at the moment, so I'm not really doing anything with it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I could make a video saying here's a trailer, but it's still so uncertain what they're actually making. Like, he's like, it's an everything game. You've got Warno and you zoom out and you can do the long range stuff. We'll get the bananas. So that just throws bananas at people. As you can see, it's like a boomerang, so it's a banana-rang. Wow. The humour is very Gen Z, as they say in the UK. Gen Z, not Gen Z. Also, the map is kind of randomly generated or procedurally generated, so yeah, you have to try and find where the bosses are. The boss spawn portal is. Oh, I should. That was a really big mistake. I just pressed that. That makes the boss much harder to kill, which is a pretty big bad idea if you're bad at the game like me, because then the boss just kills you, so probably shouldn't have pressed that. I'm not sure why I did it, really. So we'll get the lightning staff. So I've got 4 weapons now, so that my DPS is relatively high, and then you buff them by increasing the projectile count and stuff. So there you go, there's a freebie chest. Sometimes they just show up anyway. And if I kill this guy, I'll get another one because he was from that challenge shrine from before. But because you don't shoot manually, you don't know what you're shooting at. Obviously, I'd love to shoot him, but he's not, my guy is just shooting everybody, so we'll just keep running, whatever. How's it going? Have they started yet? No, they're still thinking. They're still thinking. But yeah, Pro Commie is actually banned from the tournaments I organise because of how long he fucking takes to do everything. And I used to organise like these one-day tournaments that had to have an hour between, and every single time we would be delayed because of him. And then he'd crash a couple times and say, well, the enemy should just give me the game because I was winning. I was like, I've had enough of this guy, man. So, he's not allowed to play in the tournaments I organise. It's not a general war, yes, man. I just messaged him. I said, just don't show up next time. I played it with the admins and everything. I was like, okay, if I do this, but it's impossible to organise a tournament that has any degree of time control if he's in it. And then he would, like, refuse to upload the replays and stuff. Because he was always hard for me to do it. Alright. How am I feeling? I'm a bit annoyed in the present moment, but in general, I'm doing okay. So are there more than two? Are there more than two zones? I just heard a ping come in. Have they started? No, no, no. They're still thinking. Still thinking. Got a lot to think about. I think it's been like an hour since the last game. There's not more than two zones. Well then, okay. I mean, yeah, you unlock more like weapons and stuff. But I feel like the zones are kind of like. What's the point in 10 characters if you're only playing on 2 zones? I don't know, it's just me. It's like the divisions versus maps thing in Warno. And they've got loads of maps now in Warno, which I think is really cool. But what I don't like about it is that they take out all of the... Like, okay, here's your ranked pool, 5 maps. It's like, well, what the hell? I alt-tabbed to mess with the fucking... I should have just paused, man. So that's 2 runs of Megabonk completed. Yet they're still in the deployment. Oh dear, what a joke. Yeah, I know within the level it sort of changes the placement of stuff, so you can't just memorize where the stuff is. And that is something. But yeah, I feel like enemy variety is good, weapon variety is good, item variety is good. The only thing they're missing is more zones, I think. That's my personal... Oh yeah, SD2 maps are shit. I had to go play it, and... Actually, you might have been there, but lots of people have the exact same profile picture as you now. So I don't know if it was you or somebody else with that profile picture. People were like, oh yeah, this map's hilariously imbalanced, you're on the bad side. And lo and behold, I lost. So, and yeah, the SD2 maps are just generally shit. Where it's like, just big open field. 1 building. Big open fields. 3 buildings. Big open field. And it's like, what? Who made this? It taken 5 minutes. Anyway. I want that. It's for, yeah, it's the Lewis Rossman thing, isn't it? Like protesting censorship on YouTube or something, or the automatic like AI age verification or something. Yeah, jumping makes you go faster. Obviously I'm not really paying too much attention to this. Oh, I can hear them. Wow, are they playing? No, no, they're still thinking. They got a lot of thinking to do. Their brains must work very, very slowly. Do you guys see when I do that? Okay, you do see it big. Okay. Yeah, it's alright. In the rules it says that this can't happen, and the game should actually happen tomorrow, so it's not happening. I can't see it. I think I've said that enough times now. How's it going, Fat Kid? It's actually midday here. But yeah, I'm not very good at this game. If I'm paying more attention, I tend to do a bit better. I mean, I'll say that. But yeah, you got to pay money if you want to refresh too many times, so you just got a crit chance. Okay. I thought I could afford that chest, but I could not. In the top right, it does actually tell you how much money you need for the chest, the next chest, so I should have checked that first, really, before making that epic play there. That didn't really work out. Sometimes we run into people, you know. But yeah, you can basically bunny hop and it'll make you faster. It's interesting. Wow, increase luck by 2% when opening a chest. I feel like that could be higher, but whatever. Okay, we'll get this. Do I play roguelikes generally? No, I don't. I usually don't really like the idea of just like losing all my progress. Let me know if they start, by the way, because I can't see the thing in the top left unless I alt-tab, so you guys are going to have to tell me. Okay, there's a free chest there. So we appear to be in a sandstorm, which reduces visibility. We'll get the banana ring. This run's not going very well, frankly. I've not got many good items, and it's been a what? It's been 2 minutes. We've not got anything. So, but yeah, you see, if you jump down hills and stuff and maintain your momentum, you can. Okay, I lost it there because I tried to jump uphill. It's entirely my fault. Yeah, eventually I get to a point where I just can't cap any of these shrines because, you know, the enemies. So we'll get so size of projectiles. I don't know. I'd rather have. But it says it's rare, so I guess I'll just get it. Just because the color is good. Yeah, bigger projectile, because like the banana one can collide with multiple people, as you just saw there. So if it's really big, it can collide with loads and loads of people. Whereas the revolver is just like sort of hit scan, basically, or close to it. So you don't really need projectile speed for that, or size for that, because it doesn't really seem to make a difference. And, yeah, we'll get the crit damage, because we crit a lot as this character, that's sort of his whole thing. So I still haven't found the boss portal, but we've got 7 minutes. No, I did not make Mega Bonk, bro. If I did, I'd be a millionaire. Game started? Oh my gosh. Alright. Wow! Here we are, guys, in Game 2. The generous channel joiners, generously joining the channel. So keep in mind, right, so Mix and Tortcute are on the bad side. And unsurprisingly, everybody has reached the same conclusion I have reached, because it is just objective truth. This is live, and those are the divisions. I forgot to do the poll. Remove the additional screen. Wrong one. There we go. So yeah, unsurprisingly, everybody's going there on the blue side. Although red hasn't done that. They're just like, okay, we'll just go for the town. So yeah, that's pretty smart. So, big commitment here from blue. Akulas. Wow, it's very rare to see somebody open with an Akula. But it's dead. That's why nobody opens with it, because it's a bad idea. Conkers gets taken out. Alaskan Sniper's an interesting decision. Who's on what? So, Commie's on... I probably should have done a poll, actually. We had lots of time. Who will win? Right, there we go. So, okay, so this actually, so the fact that blue mainly went for this has been counteracted by the fact that red just didn't play that game. Because otherwise, yeah, they probably, well, look, he's out in the open here. He's losing stuff in the open. He's on a fast move, so this is going to sideshot him if he's not careful, although actually it's running away. But that has allowed Mix to just take the zone. So... if you Tortcue in this situation, I'm unsure what to do, really, because the Navy SEALs do have AT4s, so... and there's lots of stuff coming here. Having said that, like, as the game goes later, 11th ACAV scales really well, but 6th US does not scale at all. It's like, you got to start buying planes and stuff, and then 4 Cubs kill you, so... So, if this goes late, Red's got a big advantage, and frankly, the fact that Tortcue was allowed to get in here is really kind of mind-blowing. Like, this should just be there. Obviously, it was still coming at the time. Does he see that Belazar? He does not. He does not see anything. But yeah, oh, Cub's dead. Big oof. Clusters, double clusters. These are not cheap, man. That's 2 minutes income on these, and they've not dropped. But yeah, look, the T-72 can't beat the M1A1, right? I'm surprised. Okay, so that's going for the T-72. I was going to say, like, why aren't you going for the T-72? But yeah, so far, but like red has these 2 zones, so even if they lose alpha completely, which I guess they haven't now because they've got this toehold in here, and then they can reinforce this way and bomb this. So MiG-29, oh, poorly microed MiG-29 there. It's dead, man. There's no way that survives. This is behind it with 8 missiles. Yeah. Poorly micro MiG-29 there. Cubs tried to purchase to counteract that. It should have lost anyway if they fought each other, but they might have just routed each other, which happens a lot, and then it could have got out. So that was a big miss micro there. I don't know, because I want to cover them in order, And the issue I've got is that if I continue to live stream it after the series has been completed, somebody will come in and spoil the games.
Hello, I like money.
Icecast subscribed to the channel.
Thank you for subscribing to the channel, Icecast. Which side of the map is the better one? Come on, dude, we did a big explanation about this. It's the blue one. So, yeah, and briefly, it's because they get here first, and then, oh, you're in a big open field, you're dead. And they get all the buildings here, whereas red just gets open ground, so you're dead. But blue didn't put anybody here, so they just gave up these two zones. If they'd put anybody there, they'd be winning way better than they are winning anyway. But as you can see, like, blue just gets this, and then red can't do anything about it. So, and then they can use this position to attack into Charlie, because you can't cover Charlie very well, because where do you put your tanks? Here, I guess, but you don't have, you know, you got to put them here, but that means you got to come over here. It's all just a big open ground. You don't really have any cover. The enemy gets to here, they can see the whole zone. You got to hide behind a building with your CV. This isn't actually cover. You can see and shoot through and move through these logs. It's not actually cover. So, yeah, it's a hilariously one-sided map. It's not ideal. It's not ideal. No problem, mate. It's free. They don't have to rotate. They can later if they want. They just need to make sure they take this, and then it's even, and then they can just put a bunch of guys here, and then everybody on Charlie just dies because, well, they just die as soon as they come in. They get shot by a wall of M1A1s. It's just such a hilariously one-sided map. I'm surprised anybody would pick it. I don't even know who picked it. I think it might have been Commie and the other one. Yeah, it was. It was Commie and Capitalist, and they got the good side. Good for them. So the Cubs moved, but these are probably going to die. Oh no, they make it. Cubs were still switched off. One of them was out of ammo. It's a shame. He could have got a shot off there. Might have killed it. Maybe. I don't know. Probably not. Only one shot. Yeah, because it's not even lost a HP there, so this would have had to hit it, and it didn't. So it still would have survived, but that's a good kill on that quick fix. And yeah, as you can see, this is the point of action. It's just a hilariously one-sided map, but if you've got two teams of roughly equivalent skill level, obviously the team on this side is going to have a massive advantage. It's not over yet. I mean, red can still pull something out of the bag, like they did last game. They were losing for a bit, but this does not look good to me at all. They've got a CV coming for this to stop the tick momentarily, and they do have this position here, which they can reinforce using this road. But you'll notice that whenever you send stuff here, the inclination is for it to go here, and then it gets shot by the ATGM. So you actually have to manually path them to... Look, they're all... Yeah, so you got to path them to here, I suppose. Unless that was manually done. But yeah, they've still got a good chance, actually, because they're closer to Alpha than the enemy is to these two. But, on the flip side, they're in danger of not losing Charlie per se, but the idea is that they have to keep reinforcing Charlie and everybody's going to die. I will say, these 85mm guns are probably quite a good idea for this. Because even though they've got the minimum range, it's enough to cover this part here. The mortar's killing it! Wow! It's going to take a while. So seed out. Cubs get switched back on there. This is probably a dead MiG-29 now. Although that IHawk was out of ammo, and there's no Eagles here. It's like no AA at all. This IHawk is reloading. Okay, that was weird. There's like no Stingers. I'm very surprised there's like no Eagle. That was really weird. I'm really surprised by that. Lack of AA. So yeah, I called all that wrong. How's it going, Pookie? We're doing alright. It's just these guys are taking the piss when it comes to playing the game. Taking absolutely... They're literally taking like an hour to start between rounds. So, yeah, what I could do is... just like stop the stream when I have to go. Come back in... It'll take me about 2 hours. 1:30 till 3, roughly. So an hour and a half. And then they'll still be going if it goes to a game 5. And then it's a case of, do I... I'll ask them to upload the replays, and then we can just speedrun the replays and hopefully Hopefully nobody comes in and just spoils it. I mean, it is what it is, right? You can't expect them to follow the rules of the tournament. Actually, yeah, you can. You can expect them to follow the rules of the tournament. So, yeah, like I said, it's kind of hard to hide these. So this building, I think this came pre-destroyed, actually. So you got to hide it behind the buildings, or get an infantry one. But, you know, once you've taken it, then blue struggles to get back in, because there's a big open field here. But if this is contested, it's just way easier for blue, because they get all the buildings, and, you know, because this is the middle line. So they get all the buildings, and you've got no fallback, and they've got plenty of fallback, so it's not ideal. Thing is, though, you know, CV's getting in here. Like, red is on the +2. I mean, if they win this, they're basically proving that they're the stronger team. So, that's interesting. It is. In the rules, it said it should take you 10 to 15 minutes to draft, and you should have the finals on a weekend. But if it's not enforced, they don't care. I mean, I was complaining about this before. I guess as new people come in, it's sort of getting brought up again, but I'll try and talk about something else. Pioneer Flam's an interesting decision. I don't think they're that good. I guess if you got 3 of them, they're alright, but look, the Navy SEALs are actually winning. So, they're really not that good. I prefer the Satchel ones. But look, double HE Bomber in here, double HE Bomber. One of them died, both of them died, neither of them got any kills. I think the other one was actually a helicopter, not a HE Bomber. So that was not ideal. He was trying to get those Navy SEALs, which if he got it, that'd be 180 points. But yeah, Navy SEAL's pretty good in the forest. I mean, that's not particularly surprising. So Spetsnaz is a better shout. I got side shot. Oh, I Toad 2'd one-shot that anyway. And yeah, the MiG-29, because he thought, well, there's no AA here before, but now there is, and there's an Eagle up, so... Yeah, red's bleeding out pretty hard here, and they've got this huge problem. We'll see what they brought in terms of artillery. 122mm Toad guns, okay. Wouldn't be my suggestion. But yeah, like, how do you stop this? You need these anti-tank guns, I guess. And yeah, one here. A grenade launcher in this building would be pretty cool. You know, BMD2s here. And you put them so that the thing here can't shoot, so you put them here. You put them there, and then the BMD2s can shoot across. But yeah, you see, like, so yeah. Sort of doing something similar there. You force them out of the forest and then they get side shot by everything. So that was a pretty good holding action from Mix, and he didn't actually have to press too many buttons to do that. That was just pro-commie messing up. He should have smoked or something. So this is probably dead. Okay, one of them survived. But they've got this. They're actually doing a really good job of sorting this out. It's quite rare to see people come down here and try and take this bit, but you can see its efficacy. Cub's dead. Oh, that's double Cub kill. Oh, that's rough, dude. Especially if he only brought 1 card. They're going to get air bullied for the whole game now. If they only brought 1 card. That was another attack kilo goes down. Yeah, red are losing some pretty important assets here. They're losing their like, I saw at least 1 MiG-29 die. Might have been 2. No, it was 2 MiG-29s died. One was the Eagle going this way, and one was coming this way, the Ihawk hit it. So they're losing their fighters, they're losing their AA, and that means that late game they're going to have a really bad time. If this goes to 40 minutes, they're going to have a really bad time. They'll have plenty of infantry, right, and now they can put a CV in here. What they really need here is a Spezial Aufklärer, which I haven't seen, and that's for the ground surveillance radar. I'm really surprised. Maybe... Oh yeah, they were here. I think they all died. But if he's got 1 left, you know, you get it to here, and then you can, with the ground surveillance radar, you can see this, for example, I'm pretty sure. And you can basically see the whole zone. So you'll know it's in here, and then you can get grads as... okay, so still Cubs left. MiG-29 just sort of chilling out. Ihawk hits it. Alright, see you in 8 minutes or whatever it is. This is a best of 5, Pookie. And yeah, the Navy SEALs are really good. I mean, they're obviously more expensive than Pioneer Flam, and they're supposed to be, like, 60US is supposed to be good infantry, right? That's the whole point. But yeah, I think Pioneer Flam are kind of ass. So, you only get 4 of them, but we saw 3 die there. So this cluster's probably going to come... Yeah, look, he's... Yeah, there it is. So he should know... Okay, I revealed something will be coming for me now, and he's trying to hide in the very, very corner, but I don't think that's going to work. You got to be out of the forest, basically, if you want this. So, yeah, this is dead. So he realizes last minute... Oh, wow! Okay, he actually realized fast enough to save that. And the MiG-29 gets the cluster plane, so good for him. These reload... Oh, no, I remember now. These don't actually usually one-shot heavy tanks, because they've only got 2 bombs. So it's not the big one. But that's why you send 2. And... Okay. But yeah, it's because it's got 2 very small bombs. The advantage of it is it resupplies in a minute. So you need a supply up here, but you gotta sort out this problem. You gotta, like, smoke that, I guess. So there are tow cobras there, you gotta bring some AA. Where's the Cub? Cub's got its gun turned off. Could switch it back on to mess with this, but now they're sending the seeds, so you gotta be very careful. So these will be the last 2 Cubs. Torque's last 2 Cubs, unless he went 2 cards. Sending in the damaged one is really weird. Just to bait out for the seeds. But Torque's not taking the bait. The Eagler hits him twice, they still won't kill him because it's 8 damage, so blimey, there's a lot of bombers, a lot of planes, a lot of NATO air here. They took all that thinking time to think this up, so it's a big thinky strat. Whoa. How did that happen? That was a side shot. Oh, it was a rear shot. What? Was this not... I thought this was a tank. I must be losing it, man. I thought that was an M48 tank, but there's nothing here. I could have sworn it was. Oh, okay. Anyway, they need, like, more... Strela 10Ms here would be really cool. I don't know what the 35th player's packing, but yeah, Strela 10Ms from 7th Panzer in here, because they're just flying right over them, and they can't use the Cubs because they've got 2 seed mixed in, so... You know, you can't even shoot it in the ass, because the other one will get you. It's a pretty big problem. But red, advantage red, and I don't think there are, like, draws in this. Because it's not group stages or anything, I think it's just 1 point. I mean, that's how we ran it for our 3rd place finals. We drew, but just our loss, basically. So, look at that, and then he's got to switch them off immediately, because look, here comes... Oh no, the seed missed micro! The seed missed micro! If this hadn't been going around circles, he would have got him there. If it curved this way. Oh, that's a big shame. F-16 having 1/4 the payload of a MiG-21. Yeah, it's exciting, isn't it? There are F-16s that have more bombs. And there are MiG-21s that have less. So yeah, blue's arty is heavier than red's arty. Red gets some Acacias and stuff, and... Okay. You gonna switch these on now? Yeah. Oh, okay. I thought it lost a HP already, but it was less than 1. So, now the next seed's over, so you just got to constantly move them, switch them off, fire 1, keep them switched off as the default. Yeah, so Spetsnaz absolutely rinse Navy SEALs. They cost the same, right? But the Navy SEALs have anti-tank. That's kind of the idea. And so the Spetsnaz just fire all their RPOs, and then the Navy SEALs can't do anything. Anyway, so they're in the corner with the smoke trick, so they're on that +1 now, that +1, and this is where you get the artillery. But I don't know, Torque really doesn't seem to like buying arty, and that just leads to situations like this one, where it's like, well, if you had 1 arty piece there, you could kill this, but you don't, and so you got to try and get the infantry in, and if this Abrams sees you, well, oh, there's no CV there, so they're on a -2. Got to buy a CV now. CV's coming. But then where do you put it? Big open fields, you got to hide it behind the building, or this building, or this building, and it's like, it's really hard to defend this zone. In the meantime, the T-72's coming back in this way, but oh, here comes the bomber. This can really mess up that tank. I'm pretty sure it can kill it, especially if it's not got full HP, because that's 2,000 kilos of ordnance. He's going for the Spetsnaz, which is probably a good idea. Well, I mean, I'd get the CV really, but yeah, that was a double kill. And then will the Cubs, like, will this make it out? Yeah, that's not worth it now, because that cost 260, and what he killed was not 260. Having said that, this is now dead, and if it doesn't reverse immediately, it looks like he's got the memo. Lots of, sort of... Okay, so backup CV. You need to get one in here. Right, you got the recon, you need to get... This one needs to go into here, and then you can hide it back here, and then they can't just bomb this corner all the time. Anyway, Belazor's coming in. There's no ATGM here. No Jaguar 2, anything like that. You should put a donation link here instead. What are you on about? In the title of the stream? The Twitch stream? This is the second game, yeah. We've been streaming for 2 hours and they've just started the second game. Actually, I suppose they're halfway through at this point. So, Cubs did move again. That tank did die, because this was the second one, so now he's trying to put it in this corner. This zone has been sorted. Still no Akatsia's out from the 7th Panzer player, so you've got the airborne player buying all the artillery. That doesn't really make any sense. You could, if you're these guys, try and get a... he brings the 12 points. Alright. Grenade launcher team's better, PKM team's better, so that's quite surprising. And yeah, this isn't moving between volleys, so 2 Akatsias, that would be dead, but... for some reason... oh, here we go, it's a double Akatsia. Okay, well that makes sense. So, interesting attack here. Iglas need to take out this tow cobra, but yeah, look, side shots from the T-72s. It's a shame they've lost this position. Trying to smoke up the CV and so on. Need a... like, where are the Strela 10Ms? Because they, you know, they're not seedable and they're pretty good, in my opinion. So we got smoke, presumably. Yep, smoke to get... oh, okay, that's interesting. So you can get back in here doing it that way. The only issue is this thing. Although there is a Tode gun and an Igla there, but looks like the enemy's broken through here. These are actually a really nice squad for 45, because they've got AT4s, snipers and smoke. It's actually a pretty decent squad. And security, and shock, and resolute. Like, it's really nice. Very cost-effective squad. But yeah, what they need is a recon in this building. A recon in this building. Okay, so here we go. Pro commies swapped around to... actually, no, I suppose this is... yeah, this is what Cuff's doing. This is what Pro commie's doing. So yeah, when you buy artillery, you want it to shoot as soon as you buy it, and then you want to move it. This has somehow been hit already. I'm not sure what happened to it. Something clearly hit it. But yeah, the thing telling what's died, that got bugged out in the last patch, and it's a bit frustrating, but we'll make do. This guy's dead. There's no way he survives that. There's so many Eyehawks here. So that's another fighter down in exchange for what? A tow cobra? Wasn't really worth it. This guy needs some supply, bro. He's so low. It's unreal. So supplies coming. I did like this smoke, but as you can see, it's getting counter batteried, so they can't do that again. You need to move the smoke mortars, but it's very hard to micro all that. And then yeah, we've got 122mm, and like these, they've been purchased and they just haven't... they could have got like 2 volleys off by now, but it's a shame really. It's going to be a double kill. Cheeky double kill there. Almost got this as well. Yeah, this is looking pretty rough for red, man. Look, they've lost the CV here. They've got like no units left. Very Imber map. Very Imber map. Cub got the Prowler. Yeah, it happens. Sorry I didn't see it. It's hard to track everything, especially without this. So I'd see like Prowler dies. Doing my best here. Yeah, you can just see blues winning the trades massively. There's just not as many units here from red. So this is probably dead. Yeah, because this is like the best anti-helo plane in the game. It's got the second best short range missile in the game, 2 of them on a 30% ECM. Pretty fast chassis. Oh, it did die, but the Akula's 1 per card, that's 2 per card. The Akula also costs more. It's like 250 points or something. This is not looking great for red at all. I don't see how they pull it back from this. Like, what? There's nothing else really going on. Like, they're trying something funny here, but it's been spotted, so... like, what is it? A 30mm grenade launcher squad with a recon next to it. Like, what's that going to accomplish? And then, yeah, you can't send stuff down here because it gets shot by the... and this should really be there, but... maybe there was one there and it died. Seed, yeah, the Eyehawks. There's so many Eyehawks. There's like 6 Eyehawks. Possible. There's 6 Eyehawks possible, so they bought 4, but they can get 6, so it's very hard to use your air advantage. And the tanks are in. So I'm not sure, really. I mean, they've got 16 minutes, they can try and hold on, right? They're trying to get some more Spetsnaz back in here. That was a seed plane that... No, it wasn't. It was... I think it was another MiG-29. Got hit by the Eyehawks. Right, so this is what you use your artillery for. Bomb the smoke mortar that's doing that. Although actually at this point, yeah, they just don't really have much of anything, do they? This is not going to make it. Yeah, the small arms got it. These do have direct fire for what it's worth. 30% accuracy. Wow. Yeah, it's not the best thing ever. Yeah, it's just a hilariously one-sided map. I just don't know what they're supposed to do now. Oh, these are at Nova. Okay, so you get 6 of them, maybe? But it's low energy because Red's lost all their units, so it's just Blue just sort of walking into them now. Like, this is looking pretty Jova, bros. So the Akula should win this fight between the two of them because it's got 4 pen, but there's a Stinger there, so uh-oh. Oh, that was a good kill on the Abrams. Like, you'll notice the Abrams and... that one's back, but this needs to land, or... I mean, this is 250 points. There goes another plane to the Mega Eyehawk Stinger combo. This thing is so dead, dude. It's a big shame, really. Yeah, and this was going for it anyway, even if that didn't happen. You can see the arty. The Red just don't have any units left. Like, they're trying to swing the CVs around and stuff. This ain't working, bro. All the arty's dead. Yeah, like, these could be switched back on. You can tell there's a lack of spirit here. There's a lack of spirit. And now we get to wait 1 hour for the next game, and then I have to go as soon as the game starts, so I'm not sure what to do now, really. Come back and cast it as a best of 3. I'm surprised they haven't surrendered, to be honest. I don't really see what Red does here at all. They might just be taking some time to figure it out. But, like, what's the plan here? I guess they can't see what we can see, right? They don't see it all. Right, so as far as they're concerned, there's a few units here, there's a few units here, but if you look at the overall map, like, half of these guys, like, when was the last time you saw this in action? It sat there for ages. This one's actually at Nova, which is interesting. So yeah, this is looking pretty Jova. Mech rifle's coming in there. But the point is that the next game, so that I would be back at 3 PM, and it's 12:30 now, so I have to go in an hour, and the game won't have started by then, so what I could do is just, like, pick up where I left off, basically. It's not an ideal situation, but... I guess if this guy went up here, he could kill some of these, but I mean, look at this, man. What are you supposed to do? Now you're going to have a bunch of dragons shooting... Oh, they're all getting stunned, but... It's routed out the zone. So yeah, the BRDM2 Conkers are very useful tools. But I don't think this comes down to one side playing better. I honestly think Red was playing better. It's just the map's hilariously imbalanced. So what are you supposed to do? Like, they got this. I mean, I guess they could have just, like, played way slower and just stacked up here and just tried to out-trade them, but Blue has the better position. Once you get this, it allows you to... And you get that for free, and you get here at the start as well. It allows you to just go here, get in the zone. Whereas, you know, what's Red's advantage here? You got, like, whenever you send guys here, they come down the wrong road, and then this engages them, and it kills one. It depends where they put it. I mean, it's in the wrong place, really. If it was here, it would do that. Because by the time it aims, yeah, they're going to be home free. 2-hour lecture in 30 minutes, so I might make it back in time. Well, it's a best of 5 series, so... just an unfortunate twist of fate that the time that, like, when I have to wait for them to, you know, take 10 million years to draft, that's not when I'm doing what I need to do, because of just when it is. So instead of only missing like half an hour, because it seems to take them an hour between games, deployment and draft, I'm just going to miss 1.5 hours. I mean, it doesn't really matter, it's just a game, but what can I say? It's one of those things, right? You know, if your life's easy, you just complain about something that doesn't matter. Failure to draft on time should be a loss. Well, I mean, it's hard to enforce because, like, what do you do? How do you? Because you can't just say you lose. You get all the way to the finals and just say, look, you didn't follow the rules, you lose. Do you know what I mean? So how do you enforce it? And that's why he does it, because he always gets away with it. So that's why I banned him from my events, because it was just so obvious that there was nothing else I could do. You just tell him to hurry up, and he just doesn't do it. So, but I don't really organise events anymore. It's just frustrating for me to put up with, because the games were like they were hour, game, and it was like, who are we waiting for? Oh, it's this guy again. Sorry, I can't upload the replays. The rules say you have to upload the replays. No, it's okay. Okay, don't come back. Some governing body decides the winner. Yeah, but I don't think that would be like, it's an extreme. It's very extreme. It's an extreme response, but there's no other response. That's the issue. How else do you fix it? But look, they've lost everybody here now. I'm very surprised that they're not just surrendering. They cannot win this. They don't have anything left. Like this, they bought a new CV for this. They could just have this one in. There's literally nobody here. They use the A10 Recon and the A10 Actual. A10 Recon spots. The other ones all kill stuff. So, and the Cobra, of course. So, wait, this is going down. If Red had better AA, they could maybe win. It's just the map's hilariously one-sided. So, because these teams are pretty evenly matched, I'd say, like, on an individual skill basis, Blue's better, but the coordination between Red seems to be a bit better. Like, the strategy seems to be a bit better, but here it was just the map's imbalance, you lose. That's why I don't like Albion. I think it's just grossly unfair. But, like, how do you enforce it apart from just banning them? You just warn them. Well, I mean, he doesn't give a shit. He just apologizes and then does it again the next time. He doesn't care. So you gotta, you know, there's no other way of doing it. Because there's nothing else. What else could you do? Give them a 1-game penalty? I mean, that's quite, you know, that's not great either. So there's really only one way of doing it. But yeah, SDL has a tool where you can pick and ban, so Cub Shilka combo there. SDL has a tool where you can pick... This is actually starting to turn around a bit, but... Because, like, if they charge Hotel, they've got a chance, maybe, but... I mean, they've just lost both of these zones, so... But yeah, Blue aren't really rotating their guys. They've still got 2 M1A ones between this and the zone, so it's going to be hard. But they could theoretically, I don't know, push Hotel. They've got 7 minutes. So as you can see, like, the teams are not, like, one team's way better than the other. It's just the map, in my opinion. Which is always going to be a thing a little bit. So, like, in Age of Empires 4, they complain about my gold spawn is too far away from my town center. Do you know what I mean? It's basically every game you're going to have problems with this. No map is ever perfect. But I do think this is one of the most egregious ones, which is why I ban it. What happens if the other team takes 30 minutes in deployment? Well, yeah, exactly. That's what we were discussing. It's hard to enforce these rules, and so you're always going to get somebody who takes the piss. And so, yeah, I eventually took the decision. I waited until the tournament was over, and I said, just don't come back next time, because this is just pointless to put up with. And he didn't reply or anything. So, you know, it's up to the individual organisers what they want to do, if they want to put up with it. But I don't think it's fair on the Well, it's not fair on you guys, it's not really fair on me, and it's not fair on the people they're playing against. So they're trying to push back in here. They've got a couple tanks, and there's the surrender. So I guess they realise, okay, we're not doing that. Yeah, but that's a very harsh response. I mean, that's the whole discussion. There's really only one thing you can do, but it's a super harsh response. I think the second harshest one would just be next time, don't come back. He doesn't even thank the opposing side for waiting. Great, so I gotta go in about 45 minutes, and then the game won't start in 45 minutes, so I'm not sure what I should do, because I'm just gonna be sitting around, so... It's just interesting the 6 US player got most of the kills, but I guess that was the air. Oh, it was the TOW-2s killing everything. And the air. Yeah, like that Eagle killed so many MiG-29s. Quick AoE game. Alright, so I just told him upload the replays, and then when I get back at about 3 p.m. UK time, I'll start the stream up again, because otherwise it's just me sitting here for 45 minutes, and I might as well just grab some lunch and, you know, take a break, get sorted, make sure I get there on time, that sort of thing. And then I'll start back up at 3 p.m. UK time, which is in 2.5 hours. So I will make the stream thing, because I think I'm pretty sure you can like link or whatever. But yeah, I'll be back in 2.5 hours to finish off this, which is now a best of 3. So it's interesting in that, because if one team had won 2 games, then it would be like, oh, they're probably just going to win the third one. But now it's actually a best of 3 because they won 1 each. So, and then from 3 p.m. I'm basically free until the heat death of the universe, or until next Friday. So I'll see you guys around. See you in 1 hour and 20 minutes. Actually, no, that's not right. 2 hours and 20 minutes. Yeah, 2 hours and 20 minutes.